Hi, I'm Charlotte Garcia with student number 133503235, and this is my Seneca 1 card, and I'll be doing a neurological and musculoskeletal assessment video, and this is the 360-degree view of the room. First, we need to perform hand hygiene and check for any contact precaution. Hello, good morning. My name is Sharon. I am your nurse for today. Can you check your armband, please? And can you state your name and your date of birth?
Rodel Garcia, July 24, 1981.
Okay, great. As per doctor's order, I'll be doing a neurological and musculoskeletal assessment with you. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, great. Then provide privacy for the patient. Before we proceed, I have a few questions. Do you have any history of head injury?
No.
Do you have any frequent headache, dizziness, or loss of balance?
No.
Do you have any history of seizures, tremors, or involuntary muscle movements?
No.
Do you have head or back pain?
No.
Okay. Are you taking any medication for arthritis or joint problems?
No.
Okay, great. Can you tell me where are you right now?
At Seneca Hospital.
How about the season?
Spring.
How about the date?
March 29, 2025.
Okay, great. The patient is alert and oriented ×3 with the date, time, and place, and it has a good posture and good hygiene, and it has no facial drooping or slurred speech. Can you walk towards the wall? Okay, the patient has a good mobility and it has no signs of any deformities, and it has a symmetrical and upright, and the spinal cord is intact, and can you move, can you bend, and there is no signs of any lordosis, kyphosis, or scoliosis. Can you sit down, please? Okay. First, I'll be doing a cranial nerve test. First is the cranial nerve number 3, 4, and 6, which is the oculomotor, trochlear, and the abducens. Can you look at my finger without moving your head? Okay. And I'll be doing a capillary reaction test. Can you look at the wall? Okay. The patient's pupils are equally round, reactive to light, and well accommodated. Therefore, the cranial nerve number 3, 4, and 6 are intact. Next is the cranial nerve number 5, which is the trigeminal nerve. First, I'll be doing a sensory function test. Can you tell me which part of your face will feel the sensation? Can you close your eyes?
Forehead. Left cheek. Right cheek. Chin.
Okay, great. And motor function test. Can you clench your teeth and open your mouth? Okay, great. The patient can able to clench his teeth, open his mouth, and can feel the light sensation of his faces. Therefore, the cranial nerve number 5 is intact. Next is the cranial nerve number 7, which is the facial nerve. Can you smile, clench your teeth, close your eyes tightly, and raise your eyebrows? Okay, the patient can able to smile, clench his teeth, close his eyes, and raise his eyebrows. Therefore, the cranial nerve number 7 is intact. Next is the cranial nerve number 8, which is the vestibulocochlear nerve. By doing a whisper test, can you cover your left ear and repeat what I say?
Bubble tea.
Right ear.
Capital.
Okay, the patient can able to hear and repeat what I say. Therefore, the cranial nerve number 8 is intact. Next is the cranial nerve number 9, 10, and 12, which is the glossopharyngeal, vagus, and hypoglossal. Can you say and stick your tongue out? Okay, great. Can you stick your tongue and move it up, down, side to side? And can you repeat the word light side dynamite?
Light dynamic.
Okay, great. The patient uvularizes symmetrically and can move the tongue without any pain or discomfort. And he can repeat the word light side dynamite. Therefore, the cranial nerve number 9, 10, and 12 are intact. Next is the cranial nerve number 11, which is the accessory muscles. Can you move your head down to your chest, up to the ceiling? Tilt your shoulders, okay, and can you move your shoulders up, down, okay, can you move your shoulders up against resistance, your head against resistance, okay, great. The patient can move his shoulder, neck, and head without any pain or discomfort. Therefore, the accessory muscles is intact. Next is I'll be doing upper extremities inspection and palpation and range of motions. Can you feel this?
Yes.
Okay. The patient's upper extremities, the color are equal bilaterally, and it is appropriate with each ethnicity, and it is one to touch. Can you move your arms? Okay, and it's a good mobility and good sensation. And it is a capillary fill of less than 3 seconds, which is within normal limits, and it has no presence of any lesions, bruises, edema, or pressure ulcers. And can you grip my hands? Okay? Can you fight back against resistance? Can you fight back against resistance? Okay. And the upper extremities has a 5 plus strength against resistance equally and bilaterally. Okay. Next is I'll be doing a range of motion. First is the head and neck. Can you flex your head towards your chest for flexion, towards the ceiling for extension? Can you flex your head towards your shoulders? The other one, that is lateral flexion. Can you turn your head side to side? That is for rotation. Okay. Next is we will do elbow and shoulders range of motions. Can you flex your arms? Okay. Can you flex your arms away from your body? That is extension. Towards your body, that is flexion. Can you do a circular motion? That is circumduction. Can you put your shoulders inward for internal rotation, outward for external rotation? Next is we will do what do you call this one? Can you turn your palm downward for pronation, upward for supination? Then we will do a range of motion. Can you extend your arms? Can you point down your hands? That is flexion. Point up. That is extension. Can you point towards your body, your thumb? That is radial deviation. And your pinky finger outward your body. That is ulnar deviation. Okay. Next is I'll be doing a lower extremities test. Can you lie down? Okay, can you feel this?
Yes.
Okay, upon inspection and palpation, the patient's lower extremities colors are equal bilaterally. It is appropriate with this ethnicity. This one to touch. Can you move your legs up? And it has a good mobility and good sensation. It has a capillary fill of less than 3 seconds, which is within normal limits. And can you raise your legs up, okay, against resistance, right, against resistance. Okay, great. The lower extremities has also 5 plus strength against resistance. And next is and it has no presence of any pressure ulcers, edema, lesions or bruises. And next is we will do a range of motions of knee range of motion. Can you flex your knee towards your chest? Okay, that is flexion. Away from your chest, extension. The other one towards your chest, that is flexion. Away is extension. Okay. Can you move your legs away from your body? That is abduction. Inwards to your body, that is adduction. Away from your body, that is an abduction. Inward to your body, adduction. Next is I'll be doing a hip rotation range of motion. Okay, can you flex your legs 90 degree? Okay, can you flex your legs inwards to your body? That is external rotation. And outward to your body, that is internal rotation. The other one, 90 degree. Inwards to your body, that is external rotation. And outwards to your body, that is internal rotation. Okay, great. And next is I'll be doing an ankle range of motion. Can you point down your toes to the floor? Okay, for plantar flexion, to your nose for dorsiflexion. Can you point up toward against resistance for dorsiflex? Okay, for plantar flex against resistance. Okay, great. And okay, the assessments conclude that the patient has a full range of motions with both upper and lower extremities bilaterally, and it has a 5/5 strength against resistance. And that concludes our neurological and musculoskeletal assessment. Thank you for your cooperation, and this is the 360-degree view of the room.